What a crowd.
Definitely a quiet one right now.
Is Jason with you there?
He's in the other room. I just sent him
Okay,
pricing on a DPA scenario, so I imagine he'll be hopping on real shortly.
perfect. Jennifer, welcome.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
We have Jennifer's note taker. That's the best we can do.
Ah, we did have a group of new registrations this morning.
How many did we get registered?
Currently 16.
Okay. Dylan's all smirking. What are you all excited about, Dylan?
I think it's hilarious. So we pulled two AIs is what we got.
Yeah. That's okay. Well, welcome to the Christmas season.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, I say we give it until 105 and then we get back to the grind.
I say maybe 110. We know we see people show up a little bit later, especially to the meet and greet. You never know.
Okay.
I mean, you're the big boss though, so if 105 is your cutoff, 105 is your cutoff.
I'm always open. We got to take her. Mr. Abel, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing, Jason?
I'm doing fantastic. Good to see you here. So far, we had concerns about the holiday season and turnout, and so far you're all we've got. So, hey, we're gonna open the floor up. Uh, we've talked several times. I'm Jason. I've got Todd and Dylan here. Both of them work on my team. So this is just an opportunity to connect, let you see the face behind the emails and the voices,
Yeah.
and see if we can answer any questions for you.
No, and actually, I was hoping to do two things at once this afternoon, listen to your presentation and do a couple other things. So I know your product. I think I might have done it alone or so. I don't quite remember. So I was planning on doing two things at once, to tell you the truth. So,
I totally
yeah.
understand. And this is one of those unique times.
Yeah,
It's something that we're testing, quite frankly, to
yeah,
just have more of an open forum, meet and greet. We don't have a set training scheduled. We've got a non-QM training scheduled for next Wednesday
yeah,
that you'd be able to plug into and just kind of listen in the background. But this one is a little more interactive. Like, hey, what can we help you with? So if you're trying to multitask, I apologize for us putting you on the spot, but
You're like,
literally,
oh
you're
God,
the,
I'm on the spot now. Oh, jeez.
that's okay. We'll take you
Yeah,
off the
There's
spot.
nobody
We'll
but
see if any,
us.
yeah,
we'll see if anybody else jumps on, and then we'll
yeah,
try to
sure.
answer any questions. Otherwise, we're going to wrap it up in a couple minutes, and then hopefully we see you next Wednesday for our non-QM and jumbo training.
So, Jason, just do you guys do a TBD pre-approval?
For you, we do. Not for everybody, but you're on the good list. So we will do TBDs. And it's our TBD. What's nice about it is it's a full underwrite. So you upload your 3.4, reissue credit, run AUS. We get
Okay.
all of your income and asset documentation, and then we underwrite the loan. You know, a lot of TBDs, it's more of a scenario review. We issue full-blown approval, totally conditioned out. So you know exactly where we stand. You can upload conditions. We can clear conditions for you. So it's a real viable live approval that we're working on with you.
Yes, and that was in my notes. I just wanted to make sure you were still doing it. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
all right.
If for some reason you log in and it says you don't have TBD access, just send me an email. We'll get your access activated. Because like I said, not everybody gets it. So I'll make sure you have it if you will have one you want to upload for us.
And when we communicate with you, is you or the team that I email to?
I prefer one that comes to me, but you can always copy the team because then the
Okay.
team goes to all three of us. Mine comes
Oh,
directly to me. But that
okay.
way I can just keep an eye. I'm old school OCD. I like to be
Okay.
involved in everything.
All right. Perfect. Yeah. No, you guys, I mean, you got a pretty good reputation, and we get a report from expert about where the majority of the loans go to, so we can see every month or every quarter where we tend to send our loans, and I hear only good things about your company. So
Well,
it's
good.
just, yeah.
Well, and hopefully we're getting a large percentage of the loans on that list.
Yeah, yeah. So
Good.
yeah, but I don't have anything right now that any specific scenario. If you don't mind, since you there, and I might have the notes already. What are your niches? I mean, what do you think? You guys, you know, what do you want to be known for in terms of kind
Well,
of
what we
loans?
want to be known for and what our niches are might be two different things, but I'll
Okay.
tell you what our niches are. And particularly what we're doing with your company, because you guys do bank 75 to 80% of your overall production. And we're going to roll out our non-delegated correspondent channel early next year. So we're hoping to
Oh,
pick
okay.
up some more of that opportunity for you. But where we're seeing opportunity is our government pricing. So niches, and it really does correspond to the business we're doing. Our niches, our government pricing is excellent. FHA and VA, we are top 3 in the country, generally at any credit score. And we really thrive there. You know, we've got our own operations team. So you've got dedicated underwriting. Expert has one underwriter for all of your business with us. So there's a lot of continuity. We do a lot of down payment assistance business with you guys. We've got exceptional DPA product. Our non-QM is another area. We're doing bank statement, profit and loss, and DSCR. And all of those areas, our pricing is exceptional. Our underwriting is very good. Guidelines are very comprehensive. I mean, DSCR, for example, we go down to a 620 credit score. I have a no ratio program. We'll take first-time investors. We take first-time home buyers on DSCR, which is really kind of unheard of in the marketplace. So we absolutely dominate that space. And really that, and ironically, that is where we seem to partner with Expert primarily, is on the FHA, VA, DPA, and then our non-QM.
Right. In terms of condos, do you have a condo department, quick.
We have a dedicated condo team, but I will tell you, condos are just more challenging in this market. We see a lot of underinsured projects. Master insurance is becoming more problematic. The SB 326 in California is creating challenges for us on projects that have some type of a structural defect that hasn't been addressed. And okay, we got John Joyce and Dwayne Davis that both, you guys have the double initials, ironically. So welcome to the call, guys. It's a informal meet and greet. You've got myself, I'm your account executive. Todd and Dylan both work on my team. So just an opportunity to meet you guys, have some opportunity to see the people behind the email and the voice, and just open it up for any questions. So hopefully that answered your question on condos. We've got a condo team. They're quick. They're very efficient. So the good news is we get answers very quickly. The bad news is there are a lot of problems with condos these days that just create challenges for us.
Do you keep an approved list? I mean, of condos you've done loan for in California? I mean, do you have a pre-approved?
We don't have an approved list. We do have data where, for example, if you're trying to do an FHA spot approval and you send us a project, we can tell you if we have approved one in the last, let's say 60, 90, 180 days, but it's a moving target, right? Because we did one 180 days ago. We could see things drastically change as far as delinquency rates, occupancy percentage, or something that might preclude us from being able to do that. But it would at least give us a framework for the fact that we did do one, at least within a reasonable period of time. We were able to put one together and the project qualified.
Got it. Thanks, Chase.
You're welcome. All right, John, Dwayne, any questions, any scenarios, anything we can answer for you or dive into with you?
First of all, hi Jason, how you doing? Thank you for
I'm
answering
doing great,
all my
Dwayne.
crazy email scenarios. I
appreciate
you
because you're up in what, Ventura County, somewhere in that area.
I'm actually I'm with 21st Century Lending.
Yeah,
well, they're in Ventura, but I'm actually in the Monterey Bay.
Okay, I knew you were somewhere in that general area. So excellent. Thank you for joining
Todd as
us.
well. Todd helped me out too while you were in Alaska. So I appreciate both of you guys.
Somebody had to be in the remote wilderness making sure the deer population didn't get out of control.
No, but I do. I got an offer pending right now, and if it gets accepted, I'm going to be sending a FHA loan to you sometime this week. And I know you guys are excellent, and I've heard good things about you. So I'm looking forward to getting in there with you. And I know you guys work fast and efficient. So yeah, I'm keeping my fingers crossed, toes crossed, legs crossed, everything. Get that in there.
We'll be crossing with you. We actually had one where conditions were uploaded yesterday at about 3 o'clock, and it was CTC'd at 6 o'clock this morning. It's a Texas transaction, so it's a wet state. Closing is scheduled. Actually, ahead of schedule. They're not trying to close until tomorrow, so we're all set to get that one wrapped up for one of your fellow loan officers over at 21st Century.
Okay, so your turn times are pretty good then.
Turn times are excellent. I mean, we're 24 hours on the initial approval. You've got a dedicated underwriter, so you'll like working with Nicole. Turn times at every milestone is basically 24 hours or less. And when conditions are uploaded for CTC, we consider those a rush and we prioritize those and get them looked at generally within a matter of hours.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. How are you guys on bank statement loans?
Excellent. Not only, so we're excellent at bank statements, but I will tell you, the product that I like as much, if not more than the bank statement program, and it's got to be the right fit. So is my P&L only, because the P&L only 680 minimum credit score, and it's a maximum of 80% LTV, but it's a P&L only, no bank statements to support the P&L, which is very atypical in the marketplace. Most P&L products have to have a corresponding number of bank statements, usually 2 or 3 months, that support gross revenue, and our P&L is P&L only. And what I really like about it is the fact that with the P&L, we don't see NSFs. We don't see these large deposits. We don't see any of the red flags that underwriters start asking you questions about. So if you said, would I go P&L or bank statement? 100% of the time I would go P&L if I had the opportunity to.
Okay, and the rates are pretty much the same on both of those type
You're
of
looking
loans?
at about a variance. The LLP is about a quarter point, an eighth to a quarter point in fee, not in rate. So generally, rate's
okay.
going to be about the same. There just would be a slight difference in the lender credit that was available at a particular rate.
Okay, and I'll let John go. Gotta stop hogging the time.
That's okay. Can you hear me?
Yep,
Jason?
we got you, John.
Yeah.
Thanks for
I've been
joining
working
us.
with I've been working with Dylan. He's been very, very helpful. I'm in Jersey, southern tip of Jersey. It's a resort community. I have a lot of condos, side by side condos. Anything that's attached is considered a condo here. We just had one of the situations I had it was a DSCR 1031 exchange. We were doing a prepayment penalty. In the middle of it, you guys changed your guidelines, and I had to switch it over to the lender, which was a complete nightmare. But are you able to do, or are you going to change your guideline on that, on prepayment penalties for DSCRs in Jersey? Because if I can't do a prepayment penalty, then not getting anything on the back end, really restricts me. And there's half of the companies are not doing it, half will still do it.
I don't know that we're going to change our policy, Dylan. I know you did a little bit more diligence on that. Did you find anything out? But I will say that even with zero prepay, I thought it had something to do with entity vesting as well.
Well, I
So-
could go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Dylan.
No, yeah.
No,
So
it was go.
okay. I'll go. I'm sorry. No, so it does have to do with entity vesting. Our non-QM Titan Flex is totally good. Jersey prepayment penalty. But if we're going to go DSCR, guidelines are not looking like they're going to change anytime soon. Even entity vesting in Jersey, we cannot do prepayment penalties. So I escalated up to our RUM, made sure we asked, because one of them has similar investors. I was just like, hey, what's going on here? And it's like, no, for DSCRs, we will not be accepting prepayment penalties in New Jersey, but for our Titan Flex non-QM programs, we will, if you're investing in an entity.
Okay, you will. Okay.
And John, we do offer, so we are one of the unique few lenders that will still pay some lender credit, although it's very restrictive.
Mhm.
We will pay some lender credit with a zero prepay.
Okay. I do a lot of second homes too, jumbo second homes. How's your pricing on those? I have
Our
some
jumbo
local
pricing is literally top of the industry. And
Mhm.
obviously we have an LLPA, but the LLPAs on our jumbo product are minimal compared to like what you see on Fannie and Freddie.
Mhm.
So definitely reach out to us. We would love to price one of those for you because I think we're going to be very competitive on that product.
Okay, great.
Okay, Jackie, Nicole, Kiana, thank you for joining us. Any questions we can help you with?
Now,
Hi, so this is Nicole. I have a client who I'm looking to do a down payment assistance for. They have I want to say a 609 credit score.
Okay,
They their bank statement does have some negatives on it. For last month, well, not last month, but for October,
Okay.
November is her bank statement. So the new one, it won't have any. But the situation is the company, when it comes to the income, there's a couple of things, okay? So when it comes to the income, the employer switch payroll companies.
okay,
And so I was able to get her year-to-date pay stub. I was also able to, for 2024, and then I got her year-to-date for this year. Okay.
okay. When
So
did the employer switch payroll services?
last year sometime.
Okay. I mean, do we
Okay.
have, do we have access to a VOE that might include both payroll services, or do we have the last pay stub prior to the transition and then the year-end pay stub so we could capture a detailed breakdown of her entire 2024 income?
Yeah, I have the
And
year to date
there's
for
several.
2024, and she's had a raise this year,
Okay.
so we should be good to go with that, right?
Well, another option, especially if she's had a raise, is to get the most recent 12 months pay stubs. And it could be the previous payroll company, the current payroll company. That's irrelevant. We're real good at doing math. So anytime that you're looking at FHA financing, they give us a couple unique caveats with respect to income. I mean, if the borrower's salary, it's irrelevant. We'll just use her salary.
Right.
If she works 40 hours a week, we'll just use 40 hours times the new pay rate. But if she's in any way variable income, the way to maximize that income is to get the 12 most recent months worth of pay stubs. We'll determine what the average number of hours worked is and apply that to the new pay rate. And that will
So I would need to
invariably,
get the 12 months for this, because I would need to, I mean, we're at the end of the year, so.
yeah, oh yeah. So we really would be 25 and then maybe one or two pay stubs, depending on how often she's paid from December of 24. And with that, we could total up the hours, use the new pay rate from the recent pay increase that she received, and guaranteed you're going to get the most income possible going that route.
So I can use 24 in the pay stubs for this year.
We would, yes, we
My
would want the
question.
most recent 12 months. So it depending on how much longer it takes to gather all this documentation up, will determine how many pay stubs from 24 we would need.
Okay, okay. Okay, because
And
I
we
was
offer
under the
deep-
impression I can just use the one for her year to date for 24. I didn't know I needed like each pay stub.
Well, because we don't know when what we need to determine when the payroll changed. And depending on whether or not they break down the number of hours worked in the year or just in the pay period, if they break it down by year, we could potentially use that. We would need to go back very strategically to a pay stub that was 12 months old. So it depends on how we want to structure the income, and it depends on how she's paid. Is she variable income? Is she salary? Is she working a consistent 40 hours every week? What do we have to work with?
Okay, okay. Okay, I'll go back and ask the gentleman from HR about that then.
Yeah, and if you've got somebody from HR that's workable and willing to help us, we can get really
Well, that's
specific
just
with.
it. He didn't halfway fill out the WVOE, so I don't feel like he's that much helpful. But I will
Okay.
try it. I'll
Then,
email
or
him back
even
and
like a
ask him when that
payroll, like
happened.
if they have a payroll ledger, we could use that breaks down the number of hours worked per pay period. Like we'll get real creative with how we substantiate this and document the income.
Okay, okay. Okay, so I'll get that, and then, what would you want my next steps to be to kind of figure this out? Because she's wanting down payment assistance, for this.
So really what I would suggest is send us some of the income documentation. Let us take a look at it, because once we see it and we see the hours worked, we're going to be able to better guide you on what exactly we would need. And the
Okay.
critical piece of this with a 608 credit score, we go down to a 600, but we would really prefer to have an AUS approval. Otherwise, we're going to be more restricted with the manual underwrite. We will do manual underwrites. I mean, if you want to send us the credit report, we'd be happy to take a look at the credit as well and confirm that a manual underwrite is an option. So I think just sending us some information will allow us to do a deeper dive and determine what we can do to try to help you and navigate through this.
Okay. All right, thank you, Jason. Thank
You're
you
welcome,
all.
Nicole. Thanks for joining us.
All right.
Hey, Jason, is Dwayne again.
Yes, sir.
Do you guys do asset depletion? And if so, what is the calculation months that you
We
divide it by?
have an absolutely awesome asset depletion. And just real quick, Dane, Jackie, we see your message in the chat. If you have any questions, just type them in the chat. Even though you don't have mic access, we
Absolutely.
will include you and loop you in and make sure you're feeling the love, and we'll answer your questions. Okay, so Dwayne, part of our non-QM menu is an asset depletion where it literally takes all of the client's assets amortized over 60 months, 5 years. Whereas Fannie and a lot of our competition, they're looking at very specific assets. Retirement assets is your client of retirement age, then amortizing that over 360 months, where we literally have a spreadsheet that I can send you. It's a quick Excel spreadsheet. You can put in all of their cash accounts, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, retirement accounts. You get a corresponding percentage for each type of account. And then it will just literally divide that number of qualified assets by 60, and we can use that income to qualify. And what's cool about this program is that can be a supplemental income, or it could be a primary income. So let's say they're wage earners or they're on Social Security. You could combine whatever additional income with the assets that they hold. We actually get creative on clients that are kind of struggling to qualify but have a measurable amount of assets, and we plug that in to help your clients get over the hump.
Okay, so I could if I don't want us to show any tax returns, I could use asset depletion plus a
absolutely
benefits award letter.
100%.
Yep.
Okay, and then if they have a lease, they have a rental property. Am I able to use that lease just to knock that rental property payment off of my DTI, or how?
So what we have to do, depending on so for example, if we're trying to go combine full doc income, like Social Security, pension income, then we're going to need tax returns to substantiate that rental income. If we're just going, for example, asset depletion, we could gather some bank statements to show the receipt of that rental income and use that to support the income.
Okay. I might be all right still without even, having to throw that rental lease in there, because they took a big hit on their income tax returns, but they have like about $3 million worth of assets to deplete.
Okay, if they got $3 million in assets, what's
What are
the
they
loan
qualifying for?
Yeah, I was going to say.
They're trying to get like a $2 million loan, 1.8.
Okay, I mean, just taking the 3 million right off the bat and dividing that by 60, we're giving you about $50,000 a month in income.
Right.
And
right.
I go to a 50, if I go to a 45 to 50% DTI, depending on the particulars of your transaction.
Okay.
If that is enough to qualify, then we're not going to ask you for anything else.
Okay. Are you doing the 90% worth of, stocks and mutual funds, and 70%?
We're probably looking more
account?
like, I believe it's 80% on stocks and mutual funds, 100% on cash assets. Certain retirement assets are at 80%.
Okay.
So that number could adjust a bit.
Right.
But we can definitely, what we'll do, Dylan, can you send Dwayne the asset depletion spreadsheet? And then Dwayne, you got it, you'll have it. You just plug in the assets by type, and it automatically does the calculation for you and then determines the qualifying income.
Yeah, I'd appreciate that. Thank you.
Yep, I'll shoot
You got
it
it,
over.
sir.
You got my email?
If you don't have it, I've got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, guys. So, Jackie, I know your mic's not working. Any questions we can answer for you? Or anybody else? Kiana, thank you for joining us. Hopefully George and Christina are doing fantastic. Any questions we could answer for you and your team? Okay, guys. Looks like we're running out of interactive. Oh, here comes Jackie. All right, there's Jackie. couple wanting to refi, need to go P&L, mid FICOs are high, it's a townhome. Can we do a P&L with a condo? Absolutely. And our pricing on that product is excellent. So if you want to email us, we will be happy to price that out for you. And just a sidebar, yes. Jackie, could you type your email in the chat? We'll make sure we've got it, and we'll send you the guides. We'll send you pricing if you want to send us the scenario, but we can most certainly help you with that. We are also rolling out an enhancement on our P&L only program where we will now take second home and non-owners on that product. Historically, it's been an owner-occupied program only. I would email it over to us. I don't know how LendingPad is going to interface with us. I just put my email in the chat. You can just shoot it over to me and I'll send you everything you need.
I got another question.
Thank you, Dwayne. You're keeping us going.
I think I kind of threw this at Todd before, but does is there a no FICO with Fannie now? If I had a couple borrowers that didn't have a FICO score, but I had two that do have excellent FICO scores, do you manually underwrite that, or is it how would I get that one in?
We'll let Todd take that one.
Yeah, that's done you need an AUS approval with that. The AUS does have the ability to offer a decision with a participant that doesn't have a credit score within certain LTV. It has to be a single family residence, has to be owner occupied. And if you get the approval, you're good to go. We do price that. We have a standard hit for that. It's quite sizable. But when you need it and you can get it, we absolutely will handle that, and detailed in the conventional guidelines, along with the other thing that we do absolutely do is, using the blended score to get to that 620 for your conventional borrowers. You have a 600 borrower and a 640 plus borrower, and you come up with an AUS approval that is an eligible conventional loan here.
Okay. So that's only conventional, no FHA?
At both FHA, VA, government do have opportunities to manually underwrite with no credit score. Some real hard caps on the DTI, but absolutely doable. And we're going to follow all that straight to the agencies.
Okay. I think you told me before it was like, what, 3143?
3143, correct.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds good. Appreciate it.
Depending on your market, let's be real. Depending on the market you're in, it can be absolutely what you need. If you're in the Midwest, if you're trying to do that, put together that in California or Florida, you're probably going to have a little tougher time. But absolutely,
yeah, a little bit.
It's
a little bit tougher to get 3143 over here in Cali for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got the 600,000, 700,000, mid-range prices. So.
Well, or you could be in Florida or Georgia. I have to be paying thousands of dollars of transfer tax to buy a house, or $7,000 a year in insurance on a $225,000 property. So just count your blessings wherever you're at.
Right. Everybody got their struggle, right?
Exactly. We all got our
Absolutely.
opportunity, but we also all have our opportunity. That's what you got to look at.
Jason, for a DSCR, short-term versus long-term rental.
Yes, sir.
Where I am, it's more of a short-term rental, going from May to September, October. I'll never get when you're talking about $1 million, $2 million properties, you will never get an annualized rental, that'll meet your debt service. What do you do for the short-term rental? What do you need for that? Can you do an AirDNA?
If we're doing a purchase, we can take AirDNA. If it's a refinance, we would want 12 months worth of operating statements from Airbnb or VRBO or whatever service it is that they're utilizing. Then we take a percentage of that. We would want to see it at a DSCR of 1.0 or higher. but we've got a pretty aggressive short-term rental DSCR program. And something that's nice in a recent upgrade to our product is we're no longer looking for a 1007 with short-term rentals, because depending on the appraiser and the market, that can often be very difficult to get. Like I said, purchases, if they've got historical data, great. If not, we can use AirDNA. If it's a refi, we do have to have somebody with 12 months history on it that is going to be able to provide operating information as a short-term rental. But it's not, I mean, we're accustomed to seeing seasonal, especially on the East Coast. You've got a lot of markets where May through August, September, you're going to see 80% of their total income derived.
Correct. Right.
So yes, we can absolutely help you with those, John.
But you don't do away with, you don't have a certain LTV that you say, we don't care what the debt service ratio is.
On a short, what we do, we have a no ratio, but not on the short-term rental.
Okay. But say if I say it's a long-term rental.
Yeah, if you say it's a long-term rental, I got a no ratio program. We don't care. I mean,
what's the LTV on that?
We'll go 75 on that, won't we, guys?
As a purchase or refinance?
Purchase, we'll go 75. Refi, I believe we're at 70.
Okay.
Yeah, purchase, we go 75.
Okay.
Also do believe our no ratio program will do short-term rentals with no ratio. And it takes LTV hits, but we can do it.
Okay. Okay.
Do you guys do closed-end seconds, Jason?
Unfortunately, no. The only seconds we offer are the DPA seconds that we provide.
Okay. Another quick question. I know you said that with 21st Century Lending, we have a dedicated underwriter.
Yes, sir.
Nicole, I believe you said.
Yes.
How accessible are your underwriters? I've been with lenders who said don't ever contact their underwriter. They're in a castle somewhere, like Rapunzel, and other lenders where, I could call the underwriter and we could, knock out the conditions, on the phone. Where do you guys fall in that spectrum?
We try to stay as far away from Rapunzel as possible. It's a fine line where if my underwriters spend all day talking to brokers, they're never going to get any files underwritten.
Exactly.
So we try to filter out some of the basic questions. And I'll be honest, some of the questions that people want to call underwriters to talk about are not viable questions that we should be utilizing underwriting resources on. And we're here for that. I mean, you get your whole sales team right here in front of you. But I can send you and everybody at your office, like the ops team, Casey and that team, they have a full contact sheet with everybody's phone number and email address. So, and what we also really try to accomplish on every file is if the underwriter's in the file and they're struggling to understand it and they have no idea what's going on, instead of just like we don't decline loans like that ever. But instead of suspending it, what they will do is pick up the phone and call and be like, hey, Dwayne, I am struggling to understand how you came up with this income. Walk me through it. And there we get the dialogue going. And it really is exceptional from that standpoint to be able to get you and the underwriter on the phone, mitigate any issues, because 9 times out of 10, the wires are crossed. And if you guys connect, we figure it out, we condition accordingly. We want to issue an approval. We don't want to suspend your file. So it gives us the ability to say, okay, now I understand I need to get X and Y and Z potentially. I'm going to condition for that, issue the approval. We're on the same page with what we're looking for and what your file's all about. So underwriters would love to be in the Rapunzel castle and never have to talk to anyone. And quite frankly, it's probably best if most of them don't talk to people, because I think people become underwriters because they don't have the best social skills. But I got to handpick my underwriters, and they're really, really good. So we rarely have underwriting issues, especially with your company. Your processing team is exceptional.
Yeah, they are. And it definitely is a last resort kind of thing, but that's definitely good to know for sure.
Yes. I can confirm that with the Dylan with the current loan. The underwriter called me. It's a $2.5 million properties. Guy owned 5 businesses, 15 properties, and he approved it and said they're not approved, but I'm going to put it as an approval because I know the guy's is going to get approved. And then he contacted me when, to ask any questions. So that was very helpful.
Yeah.
Now we're
and
finally in that approved state, now we can
Yeah.
actually move that loan along.
Yeah. He just has to
Yeah,
finish
thank you,
the-
John. Thank you for that business. So we definitely want to make sure we take care of you there. But again, to echo what John is saying, it's if we get on the phone, we fix problems. I hate email. I've been in the business for 32 years. I started when I had a beeper. So I'm accustomed. I'd rather pick the phone up, talk to you, and figure out what we need to do to take care of your files.
One phone call is worth 10 emails.
If not 20.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree.
Did anybody ever tell Dylan he looks like Jason Bourne?
John, he's going to walk through the office acting like he's an assassin from now on. So I don't, he gets told there's like 3 actors that this guy is told. Who are the other guys, Dylan?
Jason Bourne is played by Matt Damon, so that's one right there.
Right.
The other one is Jesse Plemons. So that's when I have facial hair, I start looking like him. But those are the only 2 I've ever gotten.
All right. Okay, we got the Bourne identity up here, so. Hi, guys. Any other questions? Adele, thanks for jumping on with us. Anything we can answer for you? Very informal.
I didn't get the same response back from the underwriters. There was a lot of emails back and forth today, as you guys already seen, and it's been so. I wish that we would have been able to get on the phone and go over that. I know it's not $1 million property or anything like that, but
we don't care what the loan amount is. And I'll tell you what, I saw those emails going back and forth, and I know there was some confusion on that overtime income. So Adele, how about if as soon as we wrap this up, I'll give you a call, and then we can get Nicole on the phone, and we'll go through all of this and try to get it hammered down once and for all.
Sounds good. I mean, the people that are living there moved out already, and they're just, they're pretty much, there's no turning back right now. So,
no, we'll get this worked out. I know that there's just
2 days, and I don't think that's going to happen right now based on all these delays with the income. So
I did review the uploaded statements, and they are acceptable. So the information is now there for us to review. So thank you.
We did. Okay, so we've got all the hours and the historical data we needed.
We've got what looks to be the span of 2024 stubs showing the breakdown of overtime for the entire
year. All right, Adele, I tell
which
you
is what we were looking for.
Yeah, I've actually loaded that like with the 20. So when you guys asked for it, I went from 20 I did 24-month total. Went back to 20,
some of the documents
November 23 all the way until now. But I guess I don't know.
The documentation had issues. I mean, some of the documents provided, the snapshots and stuff, aren't things that the underwriters can use.
No, that's a different one.
Okay.
Yeah. So when she asked for 2023, I asked them to go back into the to CalPERS and then to be able to download. And so he went back all the way to January, and then he couldn't click on to download the same format as he was able to on. So I guess once they pass a certain time, you cannot access them the same way. So
we all know what the real problem is with this. This employer, I don't understand why the employer won't responsibly fill out a verification of employment at all.
I would love to know why the state does what they do.
We're never going to get an answer to that question.
Yeah.
So Adele, if the documentation is there, I'm going to jump on with Nicole before I call you. Make sure it's there, get a timeline for how quickly we're going to get that looked at. And we're going to try to get these people squared away before they're homeless and living under an overpass.
Yeah.
No, we will definitely
out of a home and on the, assumption that somebody's buying that home. And here we are still dealing with 30 days into it. Almost we're still dealing with the income.
Yep. All right. We can get on that right away if we got the documentation uploaded today.
I appreciate it, man.
You got it.
Yeah, I mean, a call up front. Obviously, you guys said that you did approve it immediately. without obviously doing the income. So that is true. And then, you know, she comes back and now she has questions on the income. The hope would have been like to pick up a call and let's talk about it. And I must have attempted, like, I don't know, 20 phone calls in to different sources throughout. You know, I was hoping a little bit more support on this as my first loan, but you know, I hope the next one won't be as complicated as this.
No, and we'll get you taken care of on this one, and we will do that today.
All right, I appreciate it.
You got it. All right, guys. Everyone that's left, any other questions we can help you with? Dwayne, John, Jackie?
Good.
I've talked too much already.
Oh, no, hey, that's what we're here for. And it's funny because I had another one of my clients I've worked with for, gosh, probably close to 30 years. And she called me and she was like, I can't make the meeting today, but I was super excited to just be able to, because she works by herself. She's got her own office, just works by herself. She's like, I was just really excited to be able to like talk to other loan officers. I'm kind of on an island all by myself. And so it's good. And I think that the collaboration from different companies, I mean, everyone gets to share experiences and just, you know, not a lot of us are working remote now. So a lot of the camaraderie of being in an office and hanging out with other people is gone. So Dwayne, you can talk as much as you want to, and people are dropping off the call when if there's no value in it to them, they're welcome to leave.
Yeah, I did notice a lot of underwriters lately have been working from home. It's kind of sad, you know.
That has become the norm. I mean,
miss that whole atmosphere of, you know, I used to work back in early 2000. I worked for AmeriQuest Mortgage, so we had everyone in everyone's face all the time.
Okay, Adele. So I spent the first 15 years of my career at Long Beach Mortgage, which at one point was affiliated with them. Yeah,
I worked with them. Yeah, I had who was it? Oh my God, she was a rep because I lived in the Bay Area, and she used to come into the office all the time, and we gave Long Beach so much business. Same like all the other companies, and you know most of them probably. So.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we went wholesale after working with AmeriQuest, and that was that's all she wrote from there, you know.
Yes, sir.
Crazy days.
Yes. All right, guys. Any other questions? Any other files? Any scenarios? Any funny jokes anybody wants to tell? Okay. Well, Dwayne, we're going to cross fingers and toes with you that your offer gets accepted so we can get that FHA deal in. John, thank you very much for your business. Jackie, hopefully we can get that deal put together. It looks like you're also working on a gift of equity transaction. And Adele, you'll hear from me within the next 30 minutes with an update on your file and exactly where we stand and what the time frame looks like.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
And we're happy to hang out if anybody wants to keep talking, but if not, we don't want to take your time, and we're gonna continue to do these and until people find that there's no value in it. But I think it's more just a great opportunity to connect, and we have another one of these scheduled for 2 weeks from now. So if anyone's interested, come back and see us in 2 weeks.
All right, send me that invite. I'll be back.
You'll get it.
All right.
We're gonna blow you up. All right, Adele.
All right.
I'll call you shortly.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right. Take care, guys.
Bye-bye.